Willie Richards, Ms. Holmes, it's a sentencing.
He's also.
Asterisk. All right, buckle up. This one's heavy. We're stepping into a sentencing hearing for Willie Richards, a man facing judgment for a deeply disturbing offense. But here's where it gets complicated. Despite pleading guilty to indecency with a child, he's not headed to prison yet. Let's break down how that's even possible.
Willie Richards.
Just I've got my stuff. I've already dismissed. There was two of them, and I dismissed one of them outright. The other dismissal.
On Richards.
Just follow on Richard.
It's already been dismissed, it looks like, because it's not on the docket. Good morning, sir. You're Willie Richards. Mr. Richards, you were previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of indecency with a child.
So right there, the judge is referencing a second-degree felony. That's serious business. In Texas, that kind of charge can mean up to 20 years in prison. But here's the twist. This hearing isn't about sentencing him to prison time. It's about whether he'll serve probation instead, which, for a sex offense involving a child, is controversial, to say the least.
By sexual contact. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No,
No, I just had a couple questions.
Okay.
In regards to the supervision plan, Mr. Richards, he plays the drums at his church every Sunday. Does that need to cease, or we were just needing clarification?
Hold up, the defense is asking if he can keep playing drums at church. Now that might sound harmless, but think about the optics here. A convicted sex offender in a church environment, potentially around families and children. The tension in that courtroom just went up a notch.
So he's not in violation.
At a regular service or something specifically with regard to kids or?
At regular church service on Sunday.
the guitar.
The guitar, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that in a second. Anything else that you want?
And the polygraph, we were just wondering what that was.
That's part of probation for any sex offender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was it.
that is to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to and not doing what they're not supposed to be doing. I'm assuming, Mr. Hoffpower, that you've visited with the family, and I would think that
There is if you read the order, there is a restraining order for the complex which occurred.
right.
And it's in place.
Well, and I would think that somewhat the special needs of the victim is why this offer
Right.
was made.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Mr. Richards, this is,
And here comes the judge's moment. Watch how their tone shifts from neutral to fiery. This is the point where the courtroom moves from paperwork to pure accountability. You can almost feel the moral weight dropping.
you're 60. I mean, what you did was ridiculously terrible to a young girl that already has her own set of issues. All right. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I am going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney's office and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 10 years.
Here it is. 10 years of deferred adjudication, meaning if he completes probation successfully, the conviction disappears from his record. That's what's known as a second chance deal. But for crimes involving children, many would argue that's one chance too many. What do you think justice served, or justice sidestepped?
Years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine, and you're ordered to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That includes obviously being on the sex offender caseload, following all of those recommendations. I will allow you to playing the band at church. You are, however, specifically ordered, and part of your probation is you cannot be alone with any child under the age of 18. Period, ever, never. Do you understand? You obviously cannot be on the premises of the Carlisle apartments. You can't be anywhere near or have any contact or communication with the victim in this case as well. If you do everything you're supposed to, get the treatment that you're supposed to get, make sure that you're doing all of that, then this is an incredible opportunity because you do not have this conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, at the end, the case is dismissed and you will never have this conviction. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you will be brought back into court, you will be found guilty, and then I can sentence you to prison anywhere in the range of punishment, which is up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement.
So, that's the balancing act in modern sentencing. Rehabilitation versus punishment. The court's giving him a lifeline, but the leash is short. Violate a single term, and he's staring at decades behind bars. Do you think he deserves that kind of trust from the system?
That I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Yes.
You've got Daryl Spencer, Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Daryl Spencer.
So Jim asks, why is the prosecutor making that deal? Could be several reasons. It could be that there's some problems with the facts in the case. It could be witness issues. It could be, honestly, a prosecutor looking for an easy win without having to put in a lot of work. Because at the end of the day, for the prosecutor, it's still a W. I don't agree with it all the time, but that's how a lot of them approach it, as a win is a win, so I don't know. Anyways.